Insurance companies have a playbook for delaying car accident settlements. We call it delay and deny. And they use these same tactics over and over, hoping you'll get desperate and take whatever they offer. In this video, I'm going to expose the 5 reasons why your case is stalling. And then I'm going to show you exactly what you can do right now to speed up your settlement. Hi, I'm attorney David Bronze. I started my career working for the insurance companies, and that meant my job was figuring out how to pay people like you as little as possible. Seeing how that system worked from the inside is exactly why I'm sharing these videos with you. I want you to know the same tricks I used to use against people so that you can protect yourself. If you ever need to talk to a lawyer you can trust, we're always here at Bronze Law. Please give me a call. We'll talk through whatever's going on. Let's get into it. Let me show you the 5 most common reasons why your case is dragging on and what you can do about each one. First, let's start with a reality check. I want to give you a timeline so you know what's normal versus what's a stall tactic. The average Georgia car accident case is going to take anywhere from 6 to 18 months to settle. At Bronze Law, where we measure everything, our average settlement in cases where you don't file a lawsuit is 7.2 months, to give you an idea. Simple cases with clear liability, minor injuries, and quick treatment, they're going to settle faster, like in 3 to 6 months, but they're also going to be smaller cases. Complex cases with disputed liability, serious injuries, or ongoing treatment can take 12, 24 months, or even longer. The problem is that the insurance companies intentionally push even simple cases towards the longer end of that timeline, and there's reasons why. If your case has been going on for more than a year, and you've had a straightforward rear-end collision with just a few months of treatment, something's wrong. That's not normal. That's a stall tactic. So what are they actually doing to drag things out? Let me break down the 5 main reasons cases stall. Reason number 1, you're still treating. Insurance companies won't make a serious settlement offer until you're completely done with all your medical treatment. Why? Because they don't want to pay for future medical expenses they can't predict. The problem is some people drag out treatment unnecessarily, and that's going to delay their own settlement. When someone keeps going to physical therapy for months after they've actually recovered, thinking more treatment means a bigger settlement, all it's going to do is delay the case, not to mention put it underwater because the insurer is not going to pay those overtreating bills. The insurance company isn't going to budge on their offer until your treatment is actually finished. Here's what you need to know. Follow your doctor's advice, but don't overtreat. When you're better, you're better. Once the doctor says you've reached maximum medical improvement, called MMI, that means you've healed as much as you're going to. And that's when serious settlement negotiations should begin. Dragging out treatment doesn't always mean a bigger settlement. It sometimes means just a longer wait. The second reason cases stall is disputed liability. If there's any question about who caused your accident, the insurance company will drag out their investigation. They're going to request witness statements, possibly even an accident reconstruction report, the police reports, and sometimes even surveillance footage. The more unclear the fault is, usually the longer they take with their investigation. In cases where someone's making a left turn and gets hit, the other driver might claim they didn't run the red light. The insurance company will spend months investigating. They're going to interview witnesses, get traffic light timing records. They're also hoping you'll get impatient and accept a lowball offer just to be done with it. This is where having strong evidence from the scene matters. Remember the police report, photos, and witness statement? If liability is disputed, your attorney may need to file a lawsuit earlier to force the insurance company to stop stalling. Sometimes getting aggressive is exactly what speeds things up. The third reason your case stalls is because the insurance company is hoping you're going to get desperate. This is the most common tactic by far, and it's a pure delay as a negotiation strategy. Insurance adjusters know that if they drag things out long enough, you will get desperate. Your medical bills are piling up, you can't work, creditors are calling. They are betting you'll cave and accept whatever they offer. Insurance companies often make low early offers to test if you'll settle quickly out of desperation. We call that stealing the case, and it's very common in the first 2 weeks. When people push back and hold firm, those same insurance companies often come back weeks or months later with offers that are 2 or 3 times higher. They were just testing to see if you were under pressure. So don't accept the first offer, especially if it comes very early on in your case. The insurance companies rarely lead with their best offer. If you're struggling financially, talk to your attorney about other options like medical liens or other solutions rather than settling for less than you deserve. The fourth reason cases stall, missing documentation. Insurance companies will use any excuse to delay, and missing paperwork is one of their favorites. They'll say they're still waiting on medical records from a specific specific doctor, or they need your employment records to verify lost wages, or they need receipts for expenses. Sometimes these requests are legitimate, but sometimes they're just stalling. In many cases, insurance companies claim they never received documents that were already sent. And look, that happens to us. We send out demand letters and they mysteriously claim that they don't get the records, even though we have a certified mail return receipt showing they did. They're going to keep asking for the same records over and over. And when those documents are finally sent certified mail with a tracking number to prove delivery, suddenly they have no more excuses and cases move forward quickly. Keep copies of everything, every medical record, every receipt. Respond to document requests immediately so you don't give them a legitimate reason to delay. If they keep claiming they didn't receive something, send it certified mail or have your attorney send it with proof of delivery. Sometimes you need to call their bluff. Reason number 5, the adjuster's overwhelmed or disorganized. Look, adjusters are people too. Not every delay is intentional. Some adjusters are just overworked or disorganized. I've seen a lot of them. They're handling 100 or more cases at once. Your file gets buried, or they forget to respond, or they just have bad task management. This is especially common with large insurance companies. Some adjusters simply forget about cases for weeks or months at a time. No phone calls returned, no emails answered. When cases get escalated to supervisors, things suddenly start moving again. So you need to stay on top of your case. Call for updates every 2 weeks. If your adjuster is unresponsive, ask to speak to their supervisor. Document every phone call and email with dates, times, who you were talking to, and what they said. Your attorney should be doing this for you in their file, but you can help by staying proactive. All right, so let's talk about how to speed up your settlement. Now that you know why cases stall, let me show you what you can actually do to speed things up. You're not powerless. There are specific tactics I'm going to show you that work. First, finish your medical treatment as soon as it's medically possible. When you're done, you're done. Don't rush your recovery, but don't drag it out and overtreat. Once your doctor says you're at maximum medical improvement, push to close out your treatment. The moment treatment ends, serious settlement talks can begin. Ask your doctor directly, am I at maximum medical improvement? If the answer is yes, it's time to wrap up and move to a settlement. Second, threaten to file a lawsuit, or even better yet, file one. Insurance companies take cases more seriously once a lawsuit is filed, because now they have to pay defense attorneys, court costs, and there's more risk of losing a trial. Sometimes just the threat of a lawsuit is enough to get them moving. And if you're handling this case by yourself, sometimes the threat of getting a lawyer can do the same thing. If your case has been dragging on for 6 months or more with no real progress, you need to talk to your attorney about filing a lawsuit. Once you file, I promise you, things are going to speed up. Third, demand a deadline. Insurance companies love open-ended timeline because it lets them stall indefinitely. We put deadlines on everything, and you need to too. We need a response by this date, or we're filing a lawsuit. This is going to force them to act. Your attorney should be setting deadlines and holding insurance companies accountable. If they miss a deadline, there should be consequences. Fourth, if you're already in a lawsuit, mediation can force a resolution. Mediation is when both sides sit down with a neutral third party to try and settle. It's less formal than a trial, but it forces everyone to the table, including the adjuster with the money. Many cases settle at mediation because the insurance company finally has to make a real offer. If negotiations are stalled, ask your attorney about scheduling a mediation. This is often going to break the logjam and leads to a settlement within weeks. Fifth, go nuclear. Go to trial. This is, like I said, the nuclear option, but it's often what gets insurance companies to pay fair value. If they know you're serious about going to trial, they're going to start making better offers. Most cases settle before trial, over 90%, according to the last bar study I saw. But the willingness to go to trial is what drives settlement value up. Insurance companies pay more to attorneys who actually try cases. Make sure your attorney has trial experience and is willing to take your case all the way if needed. Look, now we've talked about all that. If your Georgia car accident case has been dragging on for months, and your medical bills are piling up, and the insurance company keeps giving you the runaround, call us at Braun's Law. We're going to give you a free case review. We're going to look at your case and figure out exactly why it's stalling. And I'm also going to tell you what you need to do to get paid. See you on the next video.